Inflation had risen to 3%. You could buy a family car for just over £700, and the average weekly wage was £12. Hollywood's undoubted glamour queen was Marilyn Monroe, who'd allied brains with beauty by marrying playwright Arthur Miller. But the one who topped them all was Grace Kelly, who married a real live prince. In a London nightclub, an ex-ship steward called Thomas Hicks became a star called Tommy Steele, and met with mixed enthusiasm from his audience. But it wasn't until later in the year that British cinema goers finally saw the one and only Bill Haley, who put rhythm into British feet and set the Teddy Boy era on its way. Then we all packed away the drapes, the winkle pickers, the petticoats and the records. Or did we? Anthony Lee reports.
In deepest Hertfordshire, there's a cell of people irrevocably committed to turning back the clock. Beneath the peace of this estate in Potter's Bar, there's a movement that's truly SDP, socially dedicated to the past.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
John Mason was only 10 when Bill Haley stormed into his life. Yet from the moment the first rock and roll chord was struck, he never moved on. His house is not so much a home as a shrine to the high priests of bebop, and John himself is a monument to their memory.
John, do you normally dress like that?
All the time.
And when you go to work?
The same as well. Got different drapes for work to what I got outside work.
Do you ever think that people might think that you are eccentric?
No, what other people think I don't worry about. I never think about it.
But you're going back, what, 25 years?
Well, that's how it gets people. It's you know, once they get, like with rock and roll, they get the rock and roll and it just sticks.
How long have you actually been a Ted?
Since about 13.
Which is?
22 years.
It's a long time.
And I'm going to be the one for a long time as well.
How much do you reckon you spend on your clothes?
Well, clothes, it's a job to say. Because, I mean, if you take it on a weekly basis, you've got other things like records and gigs as well. That's where it all ties up, it mounts up together.
To what?
About £40 to £50 a week, I suppose.
And what does that represent of your income?
Well, my wife's and mine, just over a third.
It's a lot of money.
But it's worth it.
What about the jacket? What would that cost nowadays?
Well, you can get ready-made ones off the peg, £25 upwards, but made to measure would be £40 upwards just for the jacket. You can go as high as £60, probably even higher.
Now, if your boss came to you at work and said, I'm going to promote you, I'm going to push you a bit further up the ladder, means a lot more money, but I can't really have you coming to work like that, what would you do?
I just wouldn't take the job. It's an insult to my dress and my common sense.
John's wife, Shirley, will never have to face that dilemma because she doesn't take her enthusiasms into the old people's home where she works. But once she's away, it's off with the drab and on with the drape. For a night out, preparations are particularly long.
Shirley, how long does it take you to get ready?
An hour, but my hair takes the longest because I've got very thin. It's got to be back combed up at the back. It takes quite a long time. And
it looks quite solid.
Yes, I had to use quite a lot of hairspray on it because it's got to be really solid because of the wind being pulled back underneath, or else it'll stand up on end.
How important are your clothes and your appearance?
Well, I think my appearance has got to be very good. It's got to be very good indeed, because with the drape, you've got to have the right clothes, which is either a pencil skirt, a short skirt, tight, or a circular skirt with all the petticoats underneath it. his shoes, which are the stilettos with points or open-toe sandals.
Now this represents quite a change for you, doesn't it? Because you didn't always
Yeah.
dress this way.
Yeah, no, I always used to wear jeans and a leather jacket. I used to go around with a motorbike crowd. When I look back, I think, my God, what a mess. To what I look now, I really look like a lady now to what I did before.
Were your parents a bit happier with this change?
No, my parents wasn't very happy with the leather and the jeans, but my parents realised when I did change into a drape and wearing a skirt and dresses, they thought, well, she's become a lady. She's growing up instead of being a tomboy.
Now you say your parents were a little concerned about your becoming a teddy girl. You've got a boy, Graham. Are you worried about the effect on him?
Well, to me, Graham's got a mind of his own. He did ask 2 years ago before we started getting his hair done. And I said, well, wait a little while, because you might grow out of it. You might hate it even. So he waited, and eventually he wanted it done. He kept asking to have his hair cut like Dad's. So I took him up to the barber's, and they said it was a bit difficult because it's got a double crown. But we told them that it does go, and so they done it. And he's been happy ever since.
Graham? Why do you want to be a Ted?
Because I just like it, and because our friends are Ted.
Do you like the music?
The Ted ones I do.
Who are your favourites?
Matchbox, Shakin' Stevens, Elvis, Gene Vincent, and that's all.
But don't you think you're a bit old-fashioned? Why don't you like disco stuff?
'Cause
Or
I
Adam and the Ants?
don't like that.
Why not?
Because they're punks and they're not Teds. If they were Teds, we'd like them.
What do your friends at school say? Because you must be the only Ted at school.
They say, you're a little baby Ted.
Do you mind?
No.
Are you going to carry on being a Ted?
Yeah,
For how long?
for 100 million weeks.
Since John is the rock and roller who can't actually rock and roll, it's Graham who takes to the floor with Shirley.
How much longer do you think you can live in your little time bubble?
Well, my little time bubble's going to last a long time, as far as I'm concerned, and I think it will do. It's up to Graham. If he'd like to carry on, it's up to him. We don't force him into doing anything that he doesn't want to do, and he's quite happy as well. And I want to stay like I am now for a long time to come.
I'm not giving it up. I mean, when I die, I should take my drape and my boots with me in the coffin. Dressed up like it, that's it. I mean, I'm going to be like it all the way through. And I know what drape I'm going to take if I still got it. No way will I change, not after all this time. Because the music's too lively, it's too good.
Oh, I don't know about the clothes, but I love that music.
And the music might be back in fashion by the time Graham grows up as well.
That's right.